We are live, and I thought we would play some music.
Okay. What you
Okay,
got?
get it going.
I don't
You
hear
hear
it.
it? No, can't hear it.
No. Nope.
Oh no! I wonder if you know what? I will bet you because it's got to be one of those things where because I did put my mic so that it's facing it. Let me try one more time. Tell me if you could hear it. Oh, you know what? I have a speaker right here. Let me turn this. That's not good. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Little feedback. Little feedback. All right. Ah, all right, Wendy. Here we go. Let's try it now.
Nope.
No?
No music. Do you want to sing?
I'll set it up for next time so that we
Okay.
can actually we
Sounds
can do
good.
that.
I will not, because then everybody will leave.
That's very funny. Okay, so I'm going to put my speaker back so that I don't blow anybody out of the water. And here we are. So, do we have our LinkedIn mug?
Oh, cheers. Oh, wait. Cheers. I'm so
Okay.
bad with cameras. I always go the wrong direction.
Yeah, there we go.
You got it.
All right. So, today we are going to talk about collaboration.
My favorite subject.
Yes. I mean, we're collaborating right now.
Yes, that's true. We sure
Right.
are.
We really are. So, you know what's funny is I have our LinkedIn here on the other screen and it is behind, so I'm going to actually remove it because I just saw you pick up your mug.
Oh, how
There's a link.
funny. Yeah, I think there's definitely a delay. There always is. There always
Yes.
is. Yes, always. And good morning, Meryl. Thank you for joining us this morning. Meryl is, if y'all are not following Meryl, he is truly, so we're talking about collaboration here. He is such a great resource for opportunities to join events. He always has the latest and greatest schedule of what's happening on LinkedIn, and he's great about sharing those events with all of us. So give Meryl a follow if you're not already.
And we also have Maximilian here. He's the LinkedIn user that's saying, "Great to see you."
Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you
Interesting.
guys.
My post is for some reason going to YouTube. So and we have Amber here. So I'm really excited. Amber is flying into Florida if she's not here already. And I'm going to be meeting up with her Thursday, live and in person on her podcast. So
Nice.
I'll let everybody know when that goes live. And then we're attending an event together. We are co-authors in a book called
Nice.
The Impact Entrepreneur.
Yes.
And last year we met multiple times for these book events. And Wendy and Patricia, who put together the book, are doing another event this weekend, and they're unveiling. I was going to say unleashing. They're unveiling two more books. One, the Biohacking Entrepreneur, and the other, I think, is the Unleashed Entrepreneur.
Nice. Love
So
it. Love it. See,
support that.
more collaboration. I love it.
And right, so we're talking about collaboration, and that book is the ultimate in collaboration. It's the story of 12 entrepreneurs and
Yes.
how we sort of wound up where we are today. And we were bestseller also for LA Times, as well as 5 different categories on Amazon.
Nice.
Very
What
excited.
happens when you collaborate? I mean, so for me personally, without exaggeration, I would say that everything positive that has happened to me in the last 4 or 5 years has all stemmed from collaboration, right? From connecting with people, from having meaningful conversations, and from taking advantage of opportunities to collaborate in some fashion, right? So you were part of a book collaboration. So was I, right? I wrote a book last fall with Cindy Goodwin Sack. We were in some communities together. I don't even remember where we first connected, if it was on LinkedIn or if it was in DIY or in Bold Leaders Collective, but we wrote a book basically not having met each other, right? We did that online. We did this through Google Docs and Zoom calls. And so amazing things can happen when you collaborate and when you don't view people as competition, right? There is enough of everything to go around. And I fully, firmly believe that, right? There's like that old cliche, and I always say that cliches are cliches for a reason, right? Success is not a pie, right? We've all seen that. And it's not. There's more than enough to go around. And when we stop viewing people as competition and we stop working out of that scarcity mindset, I think amazing things can happen.
I thought you were going to say success does not happen in a silo, which is another cliche.
I like that one too.
I mean, think about some of the collaborations we've done together, and then we can talk about other collaborations we've done. But we started, our first collaboration was in New York City.
That's right. And another one's coming up. Plug.
And another one coming up. So, okay, shameless plug. Melissa and I organized another New York City LinkedIn Live meetup, Connections and Conversations, along with Donnie Boyvin's coming back and Kevin D. Turner's coming back. And this time we're going to be joined by Kenneth Lang.
Yes, who is here. Excited. I just saw him in the comments. So hi, Ken.
Hi, Ken. And also Debbie's here. Lincoln's here. Great to see you. And so that has been such a great experience, right? And sometimes these collaborations are experiential, right? And sometimes they grow your business, and sometimes they do both, right? But you and I do similar things. We have like a crossover of things that we do, right?
We're adjacent.
We're adjacent. We're adjacent. We're like, if you looked at a Venn diagram, you know, we have some crossover there in the middle. So that is one of the best things. So when somebody does something similar or complementary to then collaborate, can help both of you go forward tremendously, because one is I then bring my experience to your audience and you bring your experience to my audience. So not only do we both have a slightly larger platform, we also help more people and we create a bigger impact. Absolutely. Right? And that's what it's about.
Absolutely. And okay, so Kevin is joining us, right? Kevin, first of all, Kevin and Donnie are flying to New York for the second time from Texas, right? So how wonderful is that? Kevin's in our space, right? Kevin does very similar things to what you and I do, and he's amazing at what he does. I go to him whenever I have a question, for sure. And there's no competition there, right? I am so thrilled that he's joining us for a second time, that he's going to be on our panel for a second time, sharing what he knows, right? Because we come at the same topic from slightly different perspectives, from different lived experiences, right? His lived experience has been different from mine, is different from yours. And we all can learn from one another, and we can all share our unique perspectives, to your point, with our audience, and they can learn different things from different people. And I think that's an amazing thing.
I agree. I definitely agree. And when you stop looking at people as competition and start looking at them as potential allies and friends, right? Just had this conversation last night as well, where I can recommend somebody because maybe either the person's really not the right fit for me for whatever reason, or the timing's not right, but yet they still need the help. I want to be able to recommend somebody to the right person.
Yes.
And you really, I mean, it's a little selfish too, because you look like a hero, right? You help the person who needs the help by recommending the right person, and you're also helping the person you're recommending them to. The caveat being is that it's still your reputation on the line. So you have to have this comfort of knowing that the person you're recommending them to is going to do the right thing. And the best way to do that is by having conversations and doing other collaborations with them.
Yes.
You know,
because then you know the person. It's not just what you think they can deliver or what they say they can deliver. You have a real experience in working with them in a fashion, right? Maybe not as a client, but as a collaborator. And you can get a very strong sense of who that person is when you collaborate with them. It is essentially working together.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Chad said recommendations are gold. They are gold,
They
right?
Sure are.
and they should be treated as such, because when somebody recommends you, right, you can't take that lightly. You even have to go above and beyond, because it's your responsibility to do the right thing for the person they recommended.
Uh,
I also want to say hi to Margaret, Holly, and
oh, Holly, good
yeah,
morning.
and
Good
Melissa.
morning, Margaret. Oh, Melissa Houston. Yes. Good morning,
Yes,
everyone. Thanks for joining Wendy and me today.
yes. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to get my
No, not at all. We have to say hello to everyone. No, but I agree with you. I kind of liken it to back in my corporate days, right? And a lot of times people would reach out to me because I worked for a major brand, and they would say, "Oh, I'm applying for a job. Can you get me in? Can you get my resume seen? Can you make an introduction?" And that is my reputation, right? And so sometimes I had to make a hard decision as to, do I know this person? Do I think that they're going to be the right fit for this role? Because I've gotten burned, right? Because I want to be nice. I want to be nice to everyone. I want to help everyone. And I've gotten burned where I've recommended people and the interview hasn't gone well, it hasn't been the right fit. And that's doing a disservice to myself, but also to the other person, right? If the person is truly not the right fit,
Yep.
it's not doing them a service to push them forward, because it's not going to work out well in the end.
Right, right. Very important. And if you look back, I was trying to think about this as I was getting ready today, getting my hair, I was thinking about collaborations just in business in general, right? When I was in the restaurant business, we used to collaborate with other businesses. We would do events together, right? Drive people to our shopping center. One
Yes.
time we did this huge family event. We rented bounce houses and slides, and we did an entire family event right in the parking lot, just to bring people to our neck of the woods, right? I supplied food. We all chipped in for the stuff. And people who were in our neighborhood said, I didn't even know you were here.
Yeah. Right.
Right? So there's definitely power. And then you look at some of the big people, like who does Apple iPhone collaborate with? And all these companies are coming together to do these promotions. Why?
Yes. I think you raise an interesting point. So we sort of laid out the premise of not viewing people as competition and viewing them as collaboration partners. And so that would be in the situation where you're doing similar things, right? But you're also talking about something really interesting, which is, how can you collaborate with somebody who might come from a very different space, but you complement one another in some fashion, right? And when you were talking about Apple, I come from a luxury fashion background. So it's the first thing I thought of when Apple Watches did a collaboration with Hermes, right? And that was super interesting to me, because you've got this very, high end luxury craftsmanship, true artisan brands like Hermes, where, a Birkin bag takes, I don't know how many weeks to put together by hand. Collaborating with a tech forward company like Apple, it was super interesting. And that wouldn't have been a natural collaboration partner in my mind. But now, I didn't buy one, but I will say, for the first time, I was kind of like, I never had any interest in an Apple Watch, just never appealed to me. But for the first time, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like, if someone gave me one, I would wear it, And so it was interesting. I would say that collaboration probably exposed one another's customers to the opposite brand, right? How many Apple customers necessarily knew a lot about Hermes? And
Right.
even if a small percentage of those converted, that's worthwhile.
Absolutely. And right. So they were after a different market, right? And they came up with a product specific or a look specific for that market. And they went after the same ideal client,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yep. And I like that. And that's what we talked about earlier, was just exposing audiences to different ideas, different thoughts, right? How many people, that were Apple may not have heard of Hermes just because they
Yeah.
didn't, right? Especially if you're not into the fact. I mean, the first time I heard of Hermes was when I was in Harrods, because I went to I was in London.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I was like, ooh, what is this? Right? Ooh, I like this.
Oh, I
But
like this. Oh, it's really expensive.
I know I got sticker shock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My mother used to say, I have like what'd you say, Bloomingdale's taste on an Alexander budget or something like
Okay, you're dating yourself. I wonder who even knows what Alexander's is.
that. Route 4, New Jersey. I have my New Jersey people here, so
So we like to say I have champagne taste and a beer budget.
that too. I think that's the original, but
Yeah,
yeah, my mom had to change it
exactly.
up a little bit.
I love it. I love it. But no, you make a great point, right? So you and I do this monthly LinkedIn Latte every month, and I do another LinkedIn Live every month with, oh, yes, wait, yep, with Leslie, right? With my friend Leslie. And she comes from a very different space than I do. Her work is all about conflict negotiation, getting you unstuck out of conflict, right? We're not necessarily the most likely collaboration partners, but it works and we have fun. And we've expanded our networks because we each know different people. And the conversation, I believe, is interesting to anyone, right? It's not necessarily just limited to conflict negotiation. It's not just limited to personal branding and LinkedIn. It's all about business and different topics. And so I think that's a great example of also reaching outside of your normal circle to work with people.
I agree. And for those of you who are joining us, whether you're live with us or you're watching the replay, um, it's a great live event. It's one Friday a month. I think it's this Friday coming up, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it has to be. Yes,
So
because
that
we're
would be
already
the
at like the 20
25th.
something. Yes,
That
the
would be the
25th.
25th. So, and so I go over to Melissa's profile and check it out. And I would definitely suggest if you can catch it, catch it. And if not, if you listen to it, I like to listen to it when I'm driving in the car.
Team
So
replay.
replay. Thank goodness for the live replays, right? I do miss the audio rooms. Now, talk about collaborations. How many audio rooms did we used to do here? And now we've kind of moved it over to Clubhouse because we miss the audio rooms here. But that's another thing, right? Bobby Umar has set up these LinkedIn masteries, and we get together, once a week. There's a group of four of us on Tuesday, a group of four of us on Thursday, and
Perfect.
then there's Monday night, right? I know Roy Kowarski does Mondays, along with I think Lynn. I don't remember exactly who's in each group, but I know it's whenever I get in there and I catch it, right? Martin's in one of them. They're always great conversations, and
Yes.
everybody does different things, but it works because we are bringing different experiences to the audience that needs it or wants it.
I actually, that's a wonderful example, right? So I believe you do the Tuesdays, Wendy, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. I do the Thursdays. And so on Thursday, I'm with Bobby and I'm with Ken, who's here, and I'm
Yes.
with Amalia Gardner.
Right.
And again, same thing as like we were talking about with Kevin, we come to the LinkedIn universe from different places, right? Different lived experiences, different points of view.
Right.
And we all respect one another's opinions. We all recognize that each one of us brings value to the conversation. And there's no competition, right? We're not trying to outtalk one another. We're not trying to speak over one another. It's just great conversation. And
Right.
I believe we all learn something every single time we get together. Every time.
Definitely, whether there or here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I love, we haven't looked at the comments for here. Meryl remembers Alexander's, yep. And the famous mural at the intersection of Route 4 and Route 17. Yes, your work neighborhood. Well, we used to go there all the time. I was in Rockland County, Meryl. I don't know if you knew that, but we used to go there all the time. And also, I worked at Ernst & Young in Hackensack. So, yeah. I wanted to work in the city, but they hired me in Hackensack.
I know.
So,
I was like, what are they doing schlepping you out to Hackensack?
yeah. Well, Rockland County, they figured Hackensack wasn't too bad. But then I used to have to drive all the way down to like Metuchen, and I was on Morristown. I was all over the place in New Jersey.
Okay, I don't know what Metuchen is, but I know Morristown. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Metuchen's further.
Oh my God. Ken is like, and gimbals. Okay.
Gimbals,
We could
yes.
have a whole LinkedIn Live just about New York City department stores that have come and gone
Yes.
and broken my heart.
I know,
100%.
right? Absolutely. So Holly said she's here today to see the other side of your fence, Melissa. That's great.
Oh,
Oh, and Enrique is here. Yay.
and Ari.
Yep.
Yes.
And Ari's here. Yep. I'm going back up. Ari, buenos dias. Good to see you. Good to see you. I just want to see and Lincoln accent.
Yes, Lincoln is here. I know he's in the, oh, wait, I'm gonna mess this up. The UK or Scotland. He's international. Of that I am certain.
He's on the other side of the pond. We know that.
Oh my God, and Esma, 63rd Drive on Queens Boulevard. So I lived in Forest Hills for a while. So I am very, yes, that just brought back a huge memory. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Down
Absolutely.
here, when I first moved to Florida, there was Burdines, right? And then they were out.
That was a Southern thing. We didn't have that in New
We didn't
York.
have that in New York. Nope,
We didn't
nope.
have
Just
that in
down
New York.
here, and it was great. Oh, Holly, I'm sorry. Hi, Holly. Holly is a guy.
Holly is very much Holly. So Holly left my favorite comment ever on one of my posts, which was a bonus nugget one week, which was Waffle House. Come for the waffles, stay for the show. So truly an iconic LinkedIn moment for sure. So
Yes.
Wendy, tell me about one of your recent collaborations, something that you've really enjoyed that was interesting.
Well, I mean, truthfully, my best collaboration was the live that the in person that we did in New York. It
Yeah,
really was,
that
you
was real.
know, and it was great collaborating with you to plan it, right? Um, when Donnie and Kevin said they were going to join us, that was like mind blowing that they were coming in from
No,
Texas, right?
no.
But then what happened also was all the other people that we met.
Yeah,
Some who I knew from LinkedIn that I finally got to hug,
yeah.
right? Including Leslie,
Oh,
right?
that's right. That's the first time you guys met. That's
That
right.
was the first time we met. But so many other people that came, right?
Yes.
That we got to see and meet. And then people I didn't know from LinkedIn that I now do and have a relationship with, right? So that truthfully was one of the best collaborations that I have done. And I'm working on another one, but it's a little secret right now. But
Oh.
I know. But once we're ready to announce it, then we will announce it, and we will circle back here, and I will put it in the chat, and so people have to keep checking back.
Way to drive engagement on your post, Wendy. Good job. I love it. That's
Yep, I have
fantastic.
a little secret one coming up, but yeah, very excited. We'll be announcing it soon in May. We'll
That's
announce it.
fantastic.
Yep.
That's fantastic. I think it's important to also think about, there's so many different ways we can collaborate together, right? So we've talked about a few. We've talked about LinkedIn Lives. We've talked about audio rooms, which audio rooms really aren't a thing on LinkedIn anymore. You technically can do an audio only event, but since you need a restream or a StreamYard, I just don't think people are bothering. So some of us
It would
are.
be this with our like our pictures,
Yeah,
right?
which is just weird, right?
Yeah.
So some of us are migrating to Clubhouse. I actually had a conversation yesterday with a gentleman who is doing rooms on Clubhouse and then also on Chatter. And I did join Chatter, and I thought it was going to be like the next great thing. And
Me too.
honestly, I didn't love it. I'm willing to still give it a chance occasionally, but I was very pleasantly surprised once, thanks to Ken, I got back onto Clubhouse and kind of figured out how it worked because it's completely different than it was in 2020. I do enjoy audio rooms, right? So there's LinkedIn Lives, there's audios, there's in-person events, right? So there's like the event that we did together in New York City. You can do the book collaborations, right? You and I have both done that. You can do podcasting is a great way to collaborate, right? What if you brought in people who are in your space, right? They're not necessarily your competition. They can be collaboration partners. They can add an interesting point of view to the work that you do. So I think really the possibilities are endless. They're pretty much only limited by your willingness to reach out and be part of something with somebody else. And I'm telling you that the dividends will continue to pay you back for a long time to come. You never know where a collaboration is going to lead. Somebody is watching this on replay a week from now and they file away one of our names. Oh, I like what Wendy said. Oh, I like what Melissa said. And 3 months from now, they reach out to you about something. You never know where collaborations are going to lead.
So I have a thought I just want to share with you. But first, Melissa said her show is 6 a.m. on Saturday, so she used the video as visuals to support the conversation. I don't blame you.
Melissa, you have my utmost admiration because the only thing I'm doing at 6 a.m. is hopefully sleeping or trying to.
And Rana Deb says hello. And Meryl, so I just want to say this real quick, and then I want to get back to the conversation because we don't have much time left. So we were talking about personal branding, your favorite subject. And I was talking about Meryl. When you talk about building a personal brand,
Yes.
like Meryl is the nicest guy. Now that's on video, Meryl, not just on live. So I'm being recorded saying this. Like the nicest guy, right? And he is always there to support, right? He shows up, he lets other people know.
Yes.
He's the guy you want on your team. He's the person you really want to know, and
Yes.
he will always be there to support you. Now, my audio died as I was saying this.
No.
So that's why I'm repeating it now in person and recorded,
Yes.
right? When you build a personal brand, and Melissa will tell you, she was doing a fabulous presentation last night, which is going to bring me to my point. What do you want to be known for? Who are you? So when we talk about collaborations, what about membership communities where you and somebody else partner together to then bring other people, and then within those communities, there's master classes where either you're presenting or you're bringing in a guest who then you're collaborating with to help your community, right? And so you have a fabulous community, which I am a part of, full transparency.
Yes.
And it has been wonderful. I really enjoy not just what you're doing in the community, but the group, the people, the camaraderie. And that's one of two groups that I'm really enjoying these days, and the other one being Top.
Oh my God. Thank you
And
so
I'm joining SCN, but I'll let you know
Thank
about that.
you. No, like seriously, from my heart, thank you. That means a lot to me, right? Because I don't put my name on things that I don't believe in. And that's the truth. I will never put my name on something that I don't think offers a service and does something positive. And so hearing that really means a lot to me. And that's a perfect example, right? So Julie Morris is my partner in DIY Influence. She and I run the community together. And we met on LinkedIn. And she invited me to be on her podcast. And I said yes. And this is how long ago this was. And this is how naive I was. I said, yes, I'd like to, but I just recorded a podcast like the other week. Is that okay that I'm on, like that I do yours too? Is that okay with you? And she was like, girl, you could be on as many podcasts as you want. Go get it. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I was so naive, right? But we recorded the podcast and had a really good conversation. And we both left feeling like we enjoyed speaking with one another, like there was a real rapport there. And so that's what led to us partnering together, right? So again, you never know where things are going to lead. And you could say, in a way, we were in a similar space, or I was accelerating into being in a similar space as Julie. And honestly, it was Julie encouraging me and mentoring me and inviting me to be part of what she was doing that really accelerated that journey for me. So she certainly looked at it as collaboration, not competition, and a way to change my life. Seriously, she absolutely had a life-changing effect on me without question. And I agree with you. I love the people in that group. It's amazing.
But you know what? I think it starts at the top, right?
Yes, without
It's
question.
who you attract. It's who you attract.
But you do, right? You attract the people you're meant to attract. And and that's a key element of branding that we were talking about last night, right? We are not for everyone. And if you repel certain people, that's okay because they're not your people.
Right.
And that's fine because they're somebody else's people. Let them find the people that they're meant to find. We're not for everyone, and that's cool.
And I think I shared, my friend Shelley said, and this might be a great way to end this, there's two types of people in this world. Your people and not your people. Not your people are not going to be your people no matter what you do, no matter how you try and please them. They're not your people. Your people are your people no matter what you do. And they love you no matter what you do. So it's okay, like a magnet, to repel what doesn't belong and attract what does. And
100%.
when you collaborate with people, right, you get to expand
Yeah.
the realm of your people, and they find you, right?
It's
They
a,
find
it's
you
a
better,
total
faster.
win-win.
Yep,
Total
absolutely.
win-win. Absolutely. I think that's really the essence of it all, right? When you collaborate with somebody else, you expand your network, you expand your experience, you learn from one another, and you meet great people through them. So it's a complete win-win.
Exactly. There are people who don't like chocolate. I cannot
Oh,
expect everyone to like me if chocolate isn't hitting it at 100%. That
I
is
don't I
fabulous.
don't understand people who don't like chocolate, but I guess they exist. It's okay.
Or
It's
pizza,
okay.
but yeah.
It's okay. That's a good topic for next time. Does pineapple belong on pizza? The most polarizing conversation
I
in the
know.
world.
On Clubhouse, there was the food group. It was Food and Beverage Magazine, and they used to do these food competitions every week, like debate each side. And I had to do the oh no, I wanted to do the pineapple one. I did the thin versus thick crust. Thin
I've had
crust,
that
I won.
debate too. I've had that debate too. As you would expect, because this is sort of the essence of who I am, I like right in the middle. I don't like super thin crust, but I don't like deep dish that much either. Listen, I'll eat any pizza, but my favorite is just like that traditional New York
New York,
in the
yep,
middle. Yep.
yep, and just a little bit chewy but crisp. Yep,
Yep. Yep.
nothing like a good New York pizza. All right, so join us on May 19th in New York City.
Yes.
Yes, for pizza and for drinks and conversation. And we will be here. I think we're scheduled May 20th. We'll be here live again
Oh,
for
wow. We did
Lattes
it the
and
day after.
conversation.
Okay. That's going to be fun.
Yes, the day after.
That's going to be fun.
LinkedIn Caffeinated Conversations.
That's gonna be fun. 100%. Yes, we're gonna have a lot of coffee that day. But seriously, would love to see anyone who wants to join us. We have people coming from Texas, Florida, Virginia. We had someone flying from Canada last year who I hope is
Yes, we
coming
did.
back. So
Arizona.
come join us. Yes, that's right. North Carolina. We had people
Yeah.
from all over. So would
And
love to see
then
everyone.
here, I think we might just take this on the road and in December wind up right down here in Florida for the next.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
think of that?
Well, my birthday's in December, so that sounds fun.
It does. Oh, and yeah, mine's the week before I'm going to be up in New York. So May and December, that's what we'll do. May baby, December baby. Love it.
Celebrations all around. That's right.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
And
so much, everyone.
we'll see you on these LinkedIn streets.